long before the great floods of Nuh, peace be upon him, before mighty empires rose and fell, and before the names of prophets were known to every tongue, there walked upon this earth a man of profound wisdom, unwavering patience, and divine knowledge. His name was Idris, the first seeker of truth. After the time of Adam, peace be upon him, and his noble son, Sheikh, humanity spread far and wide across the land. They remembered Allah at first, their hearts filled with the light of guidance passed down from their father. But as generations passed, the whispers of arrogance crept into their hearts, and the shadows of forgetfulness grew long. It was in this era of fading faith, this twilight of remembrance, that a child was born, a child destined to restore wisdom and rekindle the light of purity. The Quran invites us to remember him, saying, "And mention in the book Idris. Indeed, he was a man of truth and a prophet." Scholars say that Idris, peace be upon him, was born in the ancient land of Babylon, among the descendants of Sheikh, the son of Adam. He grew up in a world where people spoke of Allah with their lips, but their actions rarely followed. Their worship had become hollow, their traditions disconnected from true devotion. But even as a child, Idris was different. He observed the skies with a deep sense of wonder, tracing the paths of the stars and pondering the perfect harmony of creation. He was thoughtful, wise, and possessed a profound curiosity, qualities that would later define his divine mission. His very name, Idris, is believed to be derived from the Arabic word darasa, which means to study, to learn, to seek. It was a name that foretold his destiny. As mankind drifted further into disobedience and ignorance, Allah, in His infinite mercy, chose Idris, a man of truth, patience, and learning, to guide His people back to the straight path. He was not just a messenger, he was a living example of steadfastness. The Quran praises him alongside other great prophets, stating, "And mention Ishmael, and Idris, and Dhul-Kifl, all were of the patient." He began his mission with a simple, powerful message: worship Allah alone. He taught his people to live with integrity, to be just in their dealings, and to use the gift of knowledge for good, not for arrogance or corruption. But his call was met with resistance. Few listened. Many mocked his words, their hearts hardened by pride. Yet Idris, peace be upon him, remained steadfast, the patient one, his resolve unshaken. Traditions tell us that Prophet Idris, peace be upon him, was the first man to write with a pen. In an age of oral tradition, he was a pioneer of recorded knowledge, a preserver of wisdom. He studied the stars, not for the dark arts of magic, but to understand the divine order of the universe. He was among the first to chart the movements of the heavens, marking the passage of time by the sun and moon, and seeing the signs of Allah in the cosmic dance of creation. He didn't just share spiritual guidance, he taught people practical skills to improve their lives. He introduced principles of agriculture, the art of tailoring, and the logic of mathematics. He taught them how to blend divine guidance with worldly understanding, showing that true faith elevates every aspect of life. His students called him the man of study. Others, gazing at the night sky he so often contemplated, called him the prophet of stars. He called his people back to the worship of the one true God, warning them against the corruption and pride that had consumed their society. His words were like a gentle rain on dry land. Some hearts softened, turning back to their Creator with remorse and hope. But others grew harder, their arrogance a shield against the truth. They mocked him, saying, "Why should we follow one man when our own hands can build gods of stone and wood?" The idols grew taller as their hearts grew darker. Yet, even as they turned away, Idris, peace be upon him, never lost faith. He walked away from their scorn not in defeat, but in patience. His patience was his shield, and the truth was his unwavering weapon. Because of his steadfastness, his purity, and his deep devotion, Allah raised Idris in rank. Some interpretations of the Quran mention that Idris, peace be upon him, was taken to the heavens during his lifetime, not in death, but as a unique honor bestowed upon him by his Lord. The Quran tells us simply and profoundly, "And we raised him to a high station." The full truth of that moment is known only to Allah, the knower of all secrets. But his story stands as a timeless reminder that divine knowledge and honor are granted to those who seek them with true humility and a sincere heart. His journey teaches us that nearness to Allah is the highest of all stations. From the life of Prophet Idris, we learn the quiet strength of patience in the face of rejection. We learn the profound beauty of study and the delicate balance between worldly knowledge and spiritual worship. He was not known for miracles that shook mountains or parted seas, but for the miracle of the mind, a mind illuminated by faith. He taught us that true wisdom is not measured by how much we know, but by how deeply and constantly we remember Allah in all that we do. Thus ends the first part of the story of Prophet Idris. Peace be upon him, the seeker of knowledge, the prophet of stars. His legacy is one of intellect, patience, and unwavering faith, a light that shone in the dawn of human history. Thank you for joining us on this journey. To discover the rest of his incredible story, be sure to subscribe and follow us for Part 2.